Hey, welcome. Welcome to Missing in Life. For the last minute and a half, I've been talking to myself because I was on mute. Thank you. Thank you. I will take my bow now. Thank you. Leave it to me. And I even said to myself, hey, remember to unmute because you just muted yourself. So, yeah, that's me. That's the life I live. So, tonight I want to start by saying I am going to be covering another local case that I followed very, 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 very closely, as it was a very big thing that happened local to me. And we will see from there where tonight brings us. How about that? First, I'm just going to send out a no. Let's see. We want to close that out. We want to back to my channel. I'm just gonna send out a couple. I'm just gonna let a few places know that I'm live, because that's what I'm going to do. So yes, we are gonna start with talking about. I'll send out a couple. Oh my gosh, where is it? Know that I'm live. Sorry about that. I tried turning off the sound. All right. So I got mute. All right. Um, let's see. Um, well, let's start by saying if anybody's watching it, the stream so far, I know we haven't done much, but let's hit the like button. Let's share some. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoy any of the content that I present today. Yeah, with that being said, I'm going to let my computer catch up to all my clicks that I have been making. And I'm going to send out a couple of notifications to let people know I am live. And here will be my next one. And there. Well, alrighty, sounds good. Anyhow, welcome to Missing in Life. I am your host. I am known as Stephanie, whatever you prefer. We're gonna start with a case that is local to me. It's the case of Jessica Hiringa. She came up. She was reported missing during a night shift at one of the local gas stations. It was an Exxon station. It was off of a Sternberg Road near us. I have several video clips that I do want to interloop with tonight's missing case files that I'm gonna do, because tonight it is basically a solved case. They have solved the case as to who they basically are claiming to be the suspect and who done it. However, the only thing is, in this case, Jessica's body is still missing. We have no idea where her body is. We don't know. It is said that he, in the midst of being captured or being made aware as even a suspect, that this man moved her body several times. This goes as far as it to involving his cousin at times, they say. And with that said, I do have clips that I do want to show that I have basically made a folder because this case was something that was so very local. She was kidnapped on the uh let me see. She was kidnapped on the um she was reported missing. I'm sorry. She was reported missing from the Exxon gas station on April 26, 2013 in Norton Shores, Michigan. She was born July 16th, 1987. Um, she was a gas station clerk. And the thing that kind of made me want to do a little video on this case is because one of my YouTube friends, he was speaking upon wanting to do a series, and I really her series is gonna be based upon another aspect kind of realm of this. I'm gonna dive into this case alone, um, and how they were managed to solve this case and the steps around in a roundabout way. But she disappeared from the Exxon gas station where she was working the late night shift in Norton Shores, Michigan, United States, on April 26, 2013. The engaged mother of a young son, she had one younger son, was not seen or heard from since then and is now presumed dead. She um, At the scene of the crime where the investigators had found her car and a jacket, as well as her cigarettes and purse with a large amount of money. So this wasn't like an all around robbery that took place. It was a kidnapping. The person was specifically there for her, took her, and that was it. They also located drops of blood outside of the gas station. They were very, very minute blood drops. So they're thinking maybe she was given like, I think they thought that she was given like a bloody nose or something. It was just like just minute blood drops that were left there. Um, Also, parts to a firearm were uncovered in proximity to the blood. Over the next 3.5 years, a 75-member task force and a 14 specialized division, such as aviation, behavioral scenes, technical scene services, and intelligence analysis from 15 local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies. I'm sorry, guys. I am currently trying to read something. So if anybody is commenting in the chat, I will come back and I will get around to reading those in just a second. I just want to go through some of this background or information, and then we will go into everything else that I want to go into. The okay. They put in at the time of the article that I looked into. There was over 12,000 man hours into this investigation. There was a total of almost 2,000 tips that were received. 33 search warrants were executed, 20 residential searches by consent. So 20 of these were consented. They allowed them to happen, as well as 12 ground and 2 underwater searches. Again, her remains have never been found. A pair of male cousins have been tied to the conviction in connection with her untimely disappearance and assumed murder. On September 16th, a resident of Muskegon County Township named Jeffrey Willis was charged with her kidnapping and murder on the strength of forensic evidence combined with eyewitness testimonies and implicated him. Willis was found guilty of Hiringa's kidnapping and murder on May 16th, 2018. He was sentenced to life in prison a month later. This is where I really want to go into a few things. So I am going to hop back on over here to StreamYard. And I'm going to, we're going to do a video file because we're going to talk about a few, where did it go? Okay, so as it turns out, I must have, when I pulled it up, it must not have fully stayed where I needed it to. But it's okay because it will take just a second to get there. Sorry about this, guys. I swear I had everything up, but I probably closed out of the playlist that I had set up for this when I was trying to get back to the channel. I am so sorry. If you hear screaming and yelling in my background, I do have several kids. I am so sorry. And they are out there just having the time of their lives out there arguing and fighting tonight. Okay, so with that said, this is gonna be one of the first, I'm gonna show a clip it of one of the first initial missing news broadcast for Jessica's disappearance. This was pretty crazy because not only were they able to link him to Jessica's case, but he was also linked to two other known cases of crime in our area. And had it not been for the young teen girl being able to escape him and get away from him, they assume that she was probably going to be his next victim, but she was able to after because she was trying to go home on one night from a local party, and she was just trying to get a ride home. He picked her up, and if it was not for him or her jumping from the moving vehicle after he had pulled the gun on her, and luckily she was able to find a resident in the area in which she jumped out at, was outside with her dog at the time. And if it hadn't have been for that whole series of events taking place, they said that she was probably going to be his next victim. And this is a teenage girl that managed to escape. And he was also convicted of another murder from a jogger. Again, Jessica's body still has yet to be found. And we're gonna go into looking into this. I'm gonna show some clippings of news streamings that took place. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up, and we're gonna go here, and we're gonna start.
She was a good worker. She wouldn't have left the gas station open, unattended, with nobody there. She only had 15 minutes before she was supposed to leave. It's
15 minutes, and this gas station was going to be closing down, guys. 15 minutes, a lot can happen. I do know that I know I work currently a late shift, and I am the only one on staff. And at the time that this happened, they were actually trying to pass a law where nobody in the state of Michigan could work alone. I'm guessing that didn't pass, and if it did, then my boss just don't care. Okay.
it don't make any sense. She would just take off. She would not do that.
A 25-year-old mother vanished, and her mother now left searching for answers. Jessica Hiringa hasn't been seen since Friday night. She was at work at the Exxon Mobil gas station on Sternberg Road when she simply disappeared.
Again, please do know that this took place in 2013. This is nothing that is local. It has been solved. We're just taking a look back at it and all of its case findings and how they were able to solve it and how they were able to link Jeffrey Willis to this crime.
A customer went inside that store around 11:15 Friday night, did not see anyone, and then called 911. Today, the Norton Shores Police Department declared the case an abduction, and they do have a suspect vehicle they're looking for. But first, here's what we know about Jessica. She's 25 years old, stands about 5'1". She has blonde, shoulder-length hair and blue eyes. Her family says she has wire-rimmed glasses, but may not be wearing them now. She could be wearing...
This case was extremely sad when they're talking about this. That she was a mom to a little boy. This little boy was on our local news almost nightly at the time of her disappearance, almost nightly, pleading for somebody to bring his mom back to him.
And also a blue collared shirt that says Sternberg Exxon on it. Police say a witness saw a van in the area at the time Hiringa was believed to have gone missing, and they want to talk to the driver of that vehicle. They're looking for a silver or gray van, possibly a Chrysler Town & Country like the one you see here. The man driving that car is described as a white man between 30 and 40 years old. They may have had a light brown wavy hair parted in the middle and was possibly wearing a bright red or orange.
Now, they also say at the time that this all took place, the gentleman that was accused of kidnapping Jessica, he was in the store and he was seen by other customers at the time in the store. That's how they were able to get this sketch of him. He was in the store, seated in one of like the kind of like a dining area that they had there, and he was seen smoking at the time by a customer. That by the time the customer had checked out and the next customer had pulled in and noticed that the store was empty, was just a matter of minutes. But the one customer leaving had noticed this gentleman was there.
Sweatshirt at the time. Tonight we have team coverage for you. 24-hour News 8's Heather Walker is live outside the Norton Shores Police Department. And earlier today, Leon Hendricks asked the owner of that ExxonMobil why there's no surveillance video to find out what happened. Let's begin with Heather for a live look at where that investigation stands right now.
Hey, Larry. Jessica Hiringa's photo has been posted on TV, online, around the community and the country after the story went national. Now, the tips are coming in from all over.
New Jersey, the state of Arkansas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Just hoping she's okay and that she'll come home and be with you.
Now, this guy here, this is the father to the young boy. At the time, they had broke up and she was seeing somebody else. We're only going to watch a few more seconds of this, probably.
I just want her home.
I feel like it's somebody who has been in there, who knew that these girls are by themselves.
At Exxon are not persons of interest. Police have questioned and cleared 4 persons of interest. They say the owner and manager at Exxon are not persons of interest. Live in Norton Shores, Heather Walker, 24-hour News 8.
Was at the gas station. They told us they were fixing the cameras at the time. But today, police can...
This is stating basically that the cameras at the gas station were out of working order. And so they actually did not have any of this caught on tape up until like the vehicle was seen on another local CCTV footage.
At the ExxonMobil gas station on Sternberg Road. A day after Jessica Hiringa went missing, we saw workers working on surveillance cameras at the gas station. They told us they were fixing the cameras at the time. But today, police confirmed that there were no surveillance cameras there in the first place. There are no security cameras that I'm aware of at the gas station. And it's not the first time police had contact with the owner on the issue of cameras. The last time, it was after this violent crash that ended near the gas station and sent smoke pouring over it. At that time, police asked the owner about installing cameras that could help with investigations in the future. That never happened. The lack of security measures was even more frustrating.
Okay, so we all learn something every day. As closely as I followed this case, I must have missed this tidbit of information, because I did not realize that they didn't have no cameras there. I mean, that is definitely a breach of, I mean, public safety in my concern. I can honestly say we do have cameras in my workplace. If that contributes to anything, that might kind of, I don't know. I know it settles my worries. Is, I can now look up at a screen and see my whole building, outside my building, and everything, all my surroundings. So that makes me a little secure in my job. At the time when all of this was taking place, a lot of night shift workers were not feeling safe even going in for work, for fear that something may happen to them.
When Hiringa's mother said that she got this information from the gas station owner when she talked with him about her missing daughter.
Said that he likes to hire the young pretty girls because it brings in more customers. I just wish he would have had security cameras or some kind of security in place, if not cameras, something.
And the reason as to why, Mom says,
he only had like $3,000 worth of drive-offs on gas, so he didn't think it was worth putting in a $5,000 security system.
It's one of many questions in a case with few answers.
That's a business decision, and that's not mine.
Turn that off on my property, or I'm going to sue you.
She's not going to turn it off.
We keep my property, please.
And do you have a concern for your missing employee?
I do.
Okay. Police have asked you repeatedly to put up surveillance cameras. That would have helped here. Why has that not happened?
That has never happened. You need to leave my property, please. Everything I've done, I've cooperated with the police. Have a nice day.
Of course, that mother tonight not alone in wishing that surveillance evidence was there, but she pointed out that the relationship between Jessica and her boss was good. In fact, recently, she says, he had bought a bike for her young son. In the newsroom tonight, Leon Hendricks, 24-hour News 8.
So we have that so far. In the next clip, I want to show a little bit of the surveillance of the van that they suspected was part of her abduction.
Now to those new developments in the search for Jessica Hiringa. We want to get you straight out to Norton Shores, and that's where 24-hour News 8's Susan Shaw is anchoring our coverage of this massive investigation tonight. Sue?
Well, Brian, the 25-year-old mother was working here at this Exxon gas station when police say she was abducted last Friday night. Here's what we know about the case. No one's seen her since. She vanished and disappeared into thin air. Tonight, though, we have new evidence in this case. The first piece of video potentially showing the suspect's vehicle. Here's what we know. The surveillance video was taken at the Old Homestead Tavern on Grand Haven Road, 1.1 miles away from the gas station. In the video,
and I as for that, I do have a video where the detectives took the route where they believed Jeffrey had taken Jessica the night of her disappearance, and I will be showing that route. As you'll see, the proximity is fairly close to the Exxon gas station where she came up missing. This here is, of course, a map of the gas station. I'm not sure if you guys are able to see my mouse. Let me see. Okay, I see my mouse. Okay, so here's the gas station where she was abducted from. This here would be where they got the surveillance camera. Right around here, this little loop right here, this is actually an airport now that they had just recently put in. Now we're going to find out that he actually drove further down this road and off into here and brought her to a location that's going to probably be somewhat about in my upper screen area. at the time, but it's not on this specific map.
Video, a silver van is headed north, away from the Exxon gas station. The van matches the suspect description police are giving out, a silver minivan. 2 people saw the van near the station Friday night with a heavy-set white male driver around 30 or 40 years old. I'm here right now with 24-hour News Ace Leon Hendricks, who talked about that piece of video with Norton Shores Police Chief Dan Shaw. And Leon, I got to say that it's just chilling to think that she may have been in that vehicle.
Okay. So this is where we're gonna learn that a passerby, I believe, if it's not here, it's just, I know this from my back history with the case. It was actually a couple that reported the vehicle that was parked back here behind the gas station. She was actually, they said, brought out the back door of the store and put into the vehicle. Had it not been for, I do believe it was a local man and wife, and I do believe they were on a motorcycle that night, and they had stopped to pull over for I believe a break of some sort, or just to turn around. It was just like a chance kind of coming by, and they witnessed the vehicle parked outside back here and behind the gas station at the time.
And unfortunately, though, it's not enough evidence yet to give us an exact clue as by several minutes. But police say the van is. Management at the bar tells us that the timestamp on the video is off by several minutes. But police say the van is seen driving by the old Homestead Bar about a mile away from the ExxonMobil, north on Grand Haven Road. But it's still not the break police need. They can't see a license plate and cannot make out who is in the vehicle.
I wish I had the technology like you see on TV where you could blow it up and I could see the driver inside, but that doesn't exist for me.
It's another piece to an evolving case aimed at answering the question of where is Jessica Hiringa?
We don't know if that van was involved or not. We just know it was like.
Now here's a video of
there is now a fifth
of the police sketch that was released for Jessica. This would be it.
Family has been giving volunteers copies of this composite sketch of a man wanted for questioning. The 25-year-old mom went missing Friday while preparing to close a Norton Shores gas station for the night. Now that's near Muskegon. Her purse was left behind. Jessica's mom actually hit the road and passed out flyers to 2 businesses that have already helped in the investigation. The Old Homestead Tavern and Boyer Coin both spotted what is believed to be Jessica's suspected kidnapper silver minivan on their surveillance video. This is
a photo of Jessica and her little boy at the time of her disappearance. We're gonna go to search for clues. Again, if you go to YouTube, you can actually YouTube Jessica Hiringa, Jessica Heringa, disappearance. You will also run upon Jeffrey Willis, which is convicted of her murder and her disappearance. You will run across his full video footage of his entire trial. Again, I'm only gonna be playing clippets or little sections, just so that way everybody can get an idea of this case and the trauma that it caused on my whole entire community at the time. A lot of women were afraid to go out or do anything at the time. I do live in an area kind of where at the time before all of this happened, you weren't thinking of driving down the road and locking your vehicle doors. You weren't thinking of locking your house doors or anything along that line. You just wasn't thinking about that at the time. It was just something that just wasn't a part of every day up until all of this had taken place. So once all of this had come about, we all were all on And ever since then, I know I make sure I lock my vehicle every night before leaving, or when I leave my house even, I make sure somebody walks out the door with me in a way, you know? So,
Young mother from West Michigan vanished without a trace during her late night shift.
There's nobody here.
this is gonna be the call.
This is Vegan 911. Where's your emergency?
Come up to Exxon gas station on Sternberg Road, and there's nobody here. I just walked inside. There's nobody.
A customer called 911 when he could not find the young clerk inside the Exxon station in Norton Shores, Michigan.
The officers that went in and searched for her initially found no signs of any struggle. There was nothing tipped over. The back door was locked and latched.
These just released photos show Jessica's leather coat and purse left in the back room and a garbage can ready to be emptied. Police say it appeared Jessica had been closing up the gas station when someone abducted her between 10:55 and 11:10 p.m. on April 26, 2013. Is there any doubt in your mind that this was an abduction?
Absolutely not. Her son meant everything to her. That's one of the reasons why we don't think that she just went to the store and left everything behind.
It's a mystery that is
Okay. And now we are actually gonna jump from Jessica Hiringa, because this actually involves, like I was stating at the beginning of my live, this is gonna involve 2 other cases that took place at the time. Hi Jess Mom, I see you're here. I'm just talking about another local case to me that like rocketed our entire community. We were all like on big outlook for what was going on. This actually took place less than 10 minutes from me, less than 10 minutes. Actually, still to this day, I pretty much drive past these businesses in the area in which all of this took place daily. Very much daily. I swear I have turned down my phone 100,000 times since starting this stream, and it still is going off and I can hear it. Okay, now we just turned it all off. But this here we're gonna go into a 911 call for a Rebecca. Her name is Rebecca Bledge, and she is a jogger, and she was out jogging in her neighborhood in North Michigan, which is another probably maybe 10 minutes from me. So this is all like happening. Okay, so the Jessica case, probably I'm gonna give you an idea. Let me see. Actually I will pull that map up. Let me see. Let's do we'll go back to that screen share. First we're gonna go to this screen share. We're gonna screen share this because this right here is gonna give you an idea. I actually have a map pulled up. So well, it was a lot closer than what it is now. I actually had zeroed in on all of this, but it looks like it has later turned. Okay, so here we have a map of where everything is. I actually was zoomed in on LinkedIn in Sheridan, as they originally thought that the body was moved from an area, a house that's going to be in this area, in between Broadway and Summit. And I do believe it was Hiringa Street. So I do believe it was a house, one of these houses right here. Actually, I do believe it was this one or this one. It was one of these houses. It was right on one of these houses. But they say that he had moved her body several times, but now we're going from here, from over here. He was said to drive down Getty. We're taking actually a back way back to the gas station. So we're taking this route right here. Am I not sharing this? Why do I feel like I'm not sharing this on my screen? I'm not. That's awesome. Hi. Here we go. Are you ready? Let's do this actually right this time, okay? Oh, wonderful me. Leave it to me. I'm wonderful at this, guys. Not really. Okay, so we're going to actually Now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go out to Grand Haven Road, where the gas station is located. This right here is the gas station. This is Exxon gas station. And this is where she was abducted from. It said that she was taken out of the back door here. Come on. Okay, so it said that she was taken from the back door right around, I do believe it was right here of the building. And he was said to drive down Sternberg, down here to Old Grand Haven. So we're going to take this route. Actually, we'll actually see the footage of it driven by the local PD. Here, I will zoom out. This here is actually a airport, so we're here. We're going down here now. This here is the business where it was said that it had the footage of the gray van right here at the tavern. So now we're going to go this way. Again, I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. So we're going to travel down this road, pass all these businesses, okay? Now we're going to go this way onto the causeway. And drive down the causeway. And actually, when I play the PD, you're going to realize that it's not a very far distance at all. And like I said, he was said to have brought her right to this area in this neighborhood. So it said that he had turned here by the local Getty 4, which is our outdoors movie theater. So he brought her over towards this area. And it is said that she was housed in a house along these blocks. Now that I see Bailey Street, I want to say that it was Bailey. I honestly do. I want to say that it was Bailey. I really do. Because the Bailey Street goes into the trailer park. Okay, so I really think it was Bailey Street, guys. I might have gotten it wrong when I said Hiringa. But mind you, I don't pay attention to road names, okay? I just know where I'm driving to. And I know where things, I don't know. If I was to go over in that area, I would find the place dead on. No problems. But this is where it is said that she was brought to. Now, you got her case that happened over here in Norton Shores, and Rebecca Blanchard's happened out here in North Muskegon, which is not at all very far from where Jessica had come up missing. I'm trying to figure out where I am on my map because, okay, right here. So, right about in out here is where Rebecca was jogging one morning and she was shot and killed on the roadside. The investigators had said that they surmised that he had stopped and tried to kidnap her. However, she was strong enough to fight him off, and instead he just shot and killed her and left her for dead. And that was that. Now this is also the area where the young teen girl was kidnapped. And she was walking home from a party. She was offered a ride by Jeffrey, and it just so be it, when he got her in the car and got her phone from her, I believe, he pulled a gun on her and she was able to jump out of the moving vehicle. Luckily, when she jumped out of the moving vehicle, she jumped in an area where there was actually a lady outside with her dog. And the lady had seen all this take place. She immediately ran to where this lady was. And I do believe they said that she was so scared that she ran in the lady's house and tried to hide under the lady's bed, one of her beds. So kind of crazy as that is. Now we're gonna listen to the police call I'm going to go ahead and bring that up. The police call of Rebecca, because all of this eventually ties back to Jeffrey's at-home computer in his device. He actually has they found a file on his computer labeled VICS, which they surmise is for VIX. And they had certain initials that would eventually tie him back to Jessica's. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue on right here with this. So we're going to go here.
Haunted Norton Shores Police Chief Daniel Shaw and Jessica's family for nearly a...
Boop, boop, boom. Okay. Again, I am sorry for the background noise. My oldest daughter, she's got her boyfriend here, and my other kids are kind of taking full advantage of the
911, where is your emergency?
The corner of Rileytown.
They're kind of taking advantage of the rambunctiousness that's going on out there. So sorry about that.
An automobile. It's on Automobile Road. We come up to this lady. She's laying in the road. I think she was hit by a car. She had a head injury.
Okay, so Miss Rileytown an automobile?
Yeah, it's on Automobile Road.
Okay, which is
4300
automobile. Okay, stay on the phone here with me, okay? I'm going to get some right out there for you. This is what happens first? Is she unconscious? Okay, stay on the phone with you. She's breathing. Okay, did you see her? Does she have obvious injuries?
She has a head injury.
Okay.
She got a head injury and she's laying face down.
Okay, don't move her around, okay?
We're not moving her around.
Okay. By yourself?
She's all by herself.
Okay.
Okay,
sir, I got help that's going to start off. Start up, okay?
Okay.
What's your name?
My name is Mark.
Okay, Mark. Someone else here starting to help. Right, I'll say them up. What's going on, okay?
I don't know what to do.
Okay, sir. Mark, what's your phone number? Okay. Okay, sir, they're on the way already, okay? Did anybody see anything?
Well, I don't know what else to do.
Okay, sir. Just tell me if she's okay. Okay. We called?
Family in the road.
Okay. Is your car? Okay. What kind of car are you in?
I'm right in the middle of the road. We're going to get ready.
Okay. Did your flash on? Did your flash on?
Yes.
Okay. Does she, that's your wife, does she need CPR?
Does she need CPR, Michelle? Does she need CPR? She's still breathing. Okay, she had the fall.
Okay. Just tell your wife that if she needs CPR, I can help her with that, and I will stay on the phone with you. The fire department and the ambulance are on the way.
Okay. No, Michelle, the fever, if she's got a fall, she's fine.
Okay. I need to know if she's breathing normally.
She's breathing normally, Michelle. She's not breathing normally.
Okay. We want to start CPR then. We're going to go ahead and start with CPR.
On her chest, Michelle would have to turn her over.
Okay, so we can do that. If we can move her over, but I want her to be real carefully. We're just her over. I want you to stabilize her head or not her back.
Stabilize her head. You know what? There's another car coming. Maybe I should get them.
Okay.
They're on the way. They're on the way.
Okay. I can help her with it.
She just won't barely move her.
Okay, I understand. Okay, if she doesn't want to move her, that's fine. But if she's not breathing normally, then we're not going to hurt her anymore.
I don't know if we can move her. Okay, got a fall still.
Okay. Tell her to use her best discretion. If she's a nurse,
Tell her to use her best discretion. What do you should do? She's got a really bad head injury.
Okay, she's bleeding from her head?
Yes, she's bleeding quite a bit from her head.
Is there anything around her?
She's got blood coming from her ears, her right ear.
Okay. All right, I'm going to check with the supervisor here real quick, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I wanted to do is I wanted to turn her over. We're going to do CPR. We're not going to hurt her anymore. She's got that bad head injury and she's not breathing normally.
Okay, I'm going to put you on voice so she can hear.
Okay. Okay, Michelle, can you hear me? Okay. Okay, we got to start CPR if she's not breathing normally. I want you to go ahead and start. We're not going to hurt her anymore.
Oh.
Can you do that for me? I can stay on the phone and help you through it.
Okay. You need to roll her body. So you just got to come over here, Mark, and take her hips and her shoulders, and I will hold her head. Just like again. Okay.
Okay, Michelle, you're doing it. Once you get over, I want you to look at her mouth to see it.
1, 2, 3. Oh my God.
Okay, is she getting any air? Is she breathing?
Not.
Okay, is CPR going to help?
I'm going to open her airway. I'm doing a jaw thrust on her.
Okay, you're doing a great job, Michelle.
She's not breathing, no.
Okay, I want you to start with CPR. Okay, do you remember how to do it?
I remember how to do it. My husband's going to have to hold her.
I got her. Okay, you guys are doing great.
Grab her behind here. Hold both sides. Just hold both sides and hold the airway open in her head steady.
I'm here for you if you need anything from me.
All right.
Stay there, Charlie.
Michelle, make sure you get the deep breath in her.
Yep. I can't. She's got blood all over her face.
Okay.
I don't have anything to.
Okay, you can just do chest compressions. You don't have to put air in her mouth. Just go with the chest compressions. You guys can take turns if you need to.
Oh, she's making funny noises.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. You're not going to hurt her. She's not breathing. Just go ahead and do the chest compressions. Let's get that blood to her.
Okay. Where is somebody?
They're on the way. 4300 automobile, right? You're going to hear sirens real shortly. Okay, you're going to hear sirens real shortly. They're driving there. Did somebody else stop now? Okay. You guys are doing great. I know it seems like it's taken a very long time. They're driving there as fast as they can. You guys are doing great. You can take over tomorrow if you need to, okay? Oh my gosh, you're doing great, Michelle. I know, that was because I wasn't able to be here. Here's my, yeah, that's for you. I know this is hard. You're doing great. Don't forget it just a little longer, okay? Okay. Right? You can help her, okay? Are you helping her? Okay. Okay. Are you get it, Ellen? I want you to keep doing the second question so someone takes over for you. You guys are doing great. Keep doing it till he gets there, okay? Just gotta get some stuff out. He's gonna be right there for you. No, don't forget her. Keep it going. Okay, thank you. Right? Right. Just one of the. Okay, you guys do a great job. I'm gonna let you go and have a big over for you. All right, thank you. Bye.
Okay, so there basically was no imaging to that 911 audio. So I was just wanting to play the actual audio there to Rebecca Bledge's 911 call. Now we're gonna jump to okay, so here, as you see, I have several things still in this folder for all of this as I was following it. He this jailhouse call here that you guys are maybe seeing, let me see. Right here. The jailhouse call is basically he has a friend that is part of the local Norton Shores Police Department. He had called him on the phone and he was basically telling him, go grab this, go grab that, go get a hold of this person, go get a hold of that person and such. So so here we have the route that they believe that he took. I will slow this down a little bit so that way you get more of a I won't slow it down too much. Hold on, I will replay all of this that you guys are missing so that way you guys can have time to read and can follow that. I will even pull this up closer. There we go. So by 11:20 p.m. April 20 by 11:20 p.m. on April 26th, 2013, police were already responding to a call of suspicious circumstance at the gas station where Jessica Hiringa worked. This would be the gas station. Over 3 years, investigators have charged Jeffrey Willis with the kidnapping and murder of Jessica Hiringa. Following is the likely route investigators believe that Jeffrey took to the home at 3830 Bailey Street, Norton Shores, Michigan. The drive is approximately 7 minutes. Woo, we are flying through there. Here we go. So, of course, they have sped up the footage. Now here, let's back up just a little bit. Okay, right here you can see that would actually be the tavern that got the footage of the vehicle that day. So I'm going to actually slow down a little bit so that way we can see that right here off to the side. So as you can see, there's lots of businesses that he would have passed by through there to get to where he was going. Actually, I want to go back to here. Show all these businesses that he passed by. Back here is actually a local theater. There's Pizza Huts, there's Family Dollars, there's all kinds of businesses that were along the stretch, and only the one had the footage of the vehicle. Again, here they're getting ready to jump onto the causeway. I am sorry again for the background noises. My kids are out there playing. Okay, and here we are coming upon even more businesses in the local area. And here is where I was stating was the Getty 4, right off to your right-hand side right here. As you can see, there's a screen for the Getty 4. And here is you're going to be on Bailey Street, and it says according to Detective Michael Casher's testimony, Kevin Bloom, cousin of Willis, first talked to police and details about. Let me go ahead and slow this down here. Talk to the police about the details in helping Willis wrap up Hiringa's body in a sheet at 3038 Bailey. And here we have arrived at the Bailey Street location. And they're going to show footage of Bailey Street location. See what we got going on here. Okay, so this would be the home where they said that they took, where Jeffrey's cousin said that they took the body. Bloom said he then helped Willis unload, bury the body near railroad tracks near the intersection of Laketon and Sheridan. And again, I did have that screen pulled up. I will show you an aerial footage of that here momentarily after this little footage. He said that the hole was already dug and that the shovels were already there, according to Casher's testimony. The general location of the intersection, this is actual police footage of that area where they had looked for her body. Now, I'm going to even admit that even by this footage, like, it's not very good. Like, I can't even tell you where it was that they actually looked. Okay, Bloom later tried to say he made up the whole story, but the details he gave at first seemed consistent with the other information collected by the police. And he now faces a charge of accessory after the fact of a homicide of Jessica Hiringa. Now, he said that he witnessed Jessica down in the basement of that home on Bailey Street, and she was bound, gagged, and tied at the time, and what he perceived as already deceased. And he just helped his cousin dispose of Jessica's body by burying her at this location in on Laketon in Sheridan. Now that is where where the map also comes in place, because like what I don't understand is they claim that it was here that they had buried her. But if you see, I am going to share my actual screen one more time here. Share screen. And we're going to share this one. Okay, now we're going to add that to the stream. And I want you to see here, because here we're out in North Muskegon. We're going to come back to Muskegon area. We're going to find Laketon, which is right here. So here's Laketon and Sheridan. This is where they said to have buried her. However, if you notice, there's businesses. This right here is actually a storage. This right here was at one time a school. There's housing. Like the area that they give for this supposed burial is so, I don't understand where they would have assumed that he would have buried her, unless it may have been in this area. It looked like it may have been like a fieldy area. So this right here would be my only guess in this area right there, where they would have went to bury her, or perhaps back here. Again, the areas are very vague, and I, at the time, was not about to go traveling and stomp on some crime scene and mess that up, you know? So, with that said, we're there. Now we're just going to quickly jump to where they were able to link him to Jessica and Rebecca's murders. So we're going to screen share one more time. And pretty soon should be wrapping this up. I don't see that I have very many viewers, so I don't think I'll be sticking around for the game. However, tonight I do want to shout out that there will be Cards Against Humanity on my sister channel, Random Randomness. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna play this video right here, and then we're gonna go to this one where they talk about the teen escaping, and then this one, and that's pretty much all of it. And he received life in prison for this crime, but the whole aspects of this and like the twists and turns and oh she's here and oh she's there, it just sent our community all into a downward spiral right from the beginning almost. So quickly.
Now at 6, major breaking developments in the Jessica Hiringa case that you'll only see right here. Chilling details tying murder suspect Jeffrey Willis even closer to the missing mom.
Now at 5, we broke the news that Willis had a folder labeled VIX on his computer. In it, another folder labeled specifically Jessica Hiringa. We also got our hands on a police report that says investigators think Willis killed Hiringa.
New at 6, 24-hour news 8's Heather Walker is talking with a source close to the investigation who's making a bold statement tonight. Heather?
Well, Brian and Marley, I just got done speaking with the law enforcement source. They tell me there is no doubt in their mind that Jeffrey Willis abducted Jessica Hiringa. Now, earlier today, a source very close to that investigation told me that Jeffrey Willis had a folder on his computer labeled Jessica Hiringa. It was a subfolder under another folder titled VIX. There were 2 subfolders, one for Hiringa, the other for Rebecca Bledge, who Willis is facing murder charges for. Now, we learned in court today that Bledge's folder included pictures of Bledge. 24-hour news 8's Ken Colker is going to have much more on the details of that folder in just a moment. Right now, I'm still working to learn more. This folder was in my very details. I'll pass them along to you. And another new exclusive development that Wood TVA has uncovered through the Freedom of Information Act, Michigan State Police records show that on May 20th, investigators wrote in their report that they believe Jessica Hiringa was murdered by Jeffrey Willis, but her body has not been located. The report also says that Willis had a key to a cabin in Mansalona, Michigan, owned by a Norton Shores police officer, Sean Stefanich, the officer who's a friend of Willis, the same one who Willis called when he was first arrested for kidnapping a teen. A neighbor said that they saw Willis's minivan parked in that cabin's driveway. Another neighbor said that they saw Willis walking out of some woods with a shovel. However, a second neighbor said they couldn't confirm that. Now, investigators are still working on this. This is ongoing. They want to make sure that they have an airtight case before prosecutors move forward because, of course, Willis has not been charged with any crimes related to Hiringa as of today.
Heather, these are stunning developments. Do we know if police have made any overtures to Willis in an attempt to either get him confess or to elaborate a little bit on what these folders, why they were there on his hard drive?
I do not know about the conversations that investigators have had with Jeffrey Willis, but I do know from speaking to Willis's coworkers and friends that they told me Jeffrey Willis will not give police information without them having evidence first. They tell me he will not be the one to give them information. He's going to wait for that evidence before he speaks.
All right, Heather Walker, breaking new developments for us tonight live. Thank you, Heather.
Okay, so there's that one, and then we're going to actually, we're gonna go to when Bloom allegedly saw Willis with Hiringa's body.
Security said that your understanding was Bloom was contacted him about Jessica being at that residence. That's right. And was there some instruction given to Bloom about what that meant? What he was to do? He was to inform. See, doesn't matter. Name was Bloom. Yes. And this room indicated he didn't go to that residence for the purpose of seeing somebody at that residence. Yes. How would he describe to you in terms of going to that residence?
He described the home of the basement of the Baker Street house. As he went down to the basement, he described seeing Jessica Hiringa, who again,
I had a feeling.
Girl, white face down, how her hands tied up to the side, her legs like this, right, and tied up to the side.
And did he get to what the layout was? What was going on in the basement?
He said there was a gray chart underneath her. She was nude. There was a table at the end by her feet with a large video camera type on top of that table.
And did this describe to you? Was there some prompting of him to do something to Jessica?
He was told to touch her several times. Jeffrey Willis was standing over her and came upon the basement.
This woman is either touch her outside the here touch her.
This woman said he did not.
There were point in time where there was discussion about her at being deceased.
Yes, Mr. Bloom talked about not seeing Jessica move at all. He said that she was facing away from him and she was not moving at all.
Did he say whether or not she was alive at that point in time?
No, he didn't say specifically.
Okay. Oh, so we have that one. We're gonna jump to this one real quick.
He got out and he went behind his man and aimed the gun at me. And I just yelled at him to please not kill me. And then I have him on. After I got far enough away from him, he told me that he was just kidding and that it was all a joke and to come back.
Did you go back?
No.
Were you afraid?
Yes.
Do you recall running out of your shoes?
No, I didn't know I ran on mission.
Do you recall falling and getting hurt?
Yes.
Okay. Where did you run to?
The nearest house. It was to my left.
Okay. And what did you do?
This girl, she had her dogs outside. So I saw her on her front porch and I was yelling at her that he had a gun. And she got inside her house and cracked the door open and let me in.
Now here I wanna state that if it was not for this young girl getting away, they may not have actually caught Jeffrey. So she's very lucky to have gotten away. And now we're going to watch the next one real quick.
The Jeffrey Willis trial in the murder of Rebecca Bledge continues tomorrow. Today, on day 3, the focus was on the 16-year-old girl who says he tried to grab her.
The jury also got a tour of Jeffrey Willis's homes and his vehicles, where police believe that he stored tools used on his victims. Barton Dieters was in the courtroom today and has more on the proceedings.
Today, we heard from the 16-year-old girl who said she was picked up by Jeffrey Willis and held at gunpoint. She managed to escape. And while we still haven't heard about Rebecca Bledge, the prosecution is tightening the circle.
He reached under his seat and grabbed a gun.
Okay.
And pointed it at me, and I unlocked the door and jumped out.
For the second day, the testimony in Muskegon has not been about Rebecca Bledge. It's been about the then 16-year-old girl who says she was walking home from a party along a rural crossroads in April of 2016 when the now infamous silver minivan pulled up to her. The girl pointed to Willis sitting at the defense table a few feet away and said he was the man who tried to abduct her.
This man was staring at you.
Yes.
And then, describe how that made you feel.
Creep out.
The teen was able to escape to a neighbor's house, and the jury heard from that good neighbor as well.
She was terrified, so I got her in the back bedroom, and she and closed the door to the bedroom, and she literally wanted to climb under the bed. She was terrified.
The girl, now 17, obviously escaped. At the time, police were not sure if her story was legitimate. Instead, it led to the break police were hoping for in the unsolved cases of Bledge and the missing Jessica Hiringa. A tip led them to Willis's home, the home of his grandfather, and of course, to the silver minivan. In the van, police say they found a toolbox. On the lid, a diagram showing a female body and noting the injection sites and the speed at which those sites deliver injected material. Inside the toolbox, police say handcuffs, a ball gag, rope, lube, new photos, sex toys, and Viagra. Also found in the van, a gun. There were also syringes and insulin in the van, but the defense pointed out that Willis's ex-wife is diabetic. Then a search of the property around the home of Willis's grandfather, where a note was found in a barrel listing items for a, quote, kit that included condoms, her panties, and vibrators. Tomorrow we expect to hear from the prosecution about who Jeffrey Willis is and how they believe he is guilty of first-degree murder. In Muskegon, Barton Dieters, 24-hour News 8.
So literally where they found all this evidence, like the house and all that, it is literally less than a 5-minute drive from my house to where all of this went on. If anybody is interested in me actually making the drives to these locations, it is not a problem. I would be more than willing to do those drives and kind of show you guys exactly like the locations of all of this, where all of this had played out. And I just wanted to show a couple short little clips because this man in his trial was excused from being in the courtroom, and when he left, the things he did.
Do you know what we're doing here this morning? What is that? Yeah, you also were having emotional.
I know this is very hard to hear.
And is your desire to remain in the courtroom, or do you desire to
Oh, did you see what he just did? He just flipped us all off.
Okay, so you got two different sides. One said he flipped them all off on his way out, and then on the other side of the courtroom, he also blew them a kiss. So he makes a very slight hand movement and a very slight lip movement, if you're able to actually see that. This one is going to be the kiss movement on this side of the courtroom. This man had the audacity to blow these victims' families kisses and to flip them off. So here down at the bottom, he's actually making the flipping off movement. Now watch closely, right up here. You'll very faintly see him move his lips to blow a kiss. Right here. Right over the officer's shoulder, he mimics a kiss towards the audience. That takes a lot of balls to do this. He also wanted to be excused from the courtroom when the victims' families made their victim impact statements, and he was allowed to do that, and he was able to get away without hearing the victim's impact statement that day in court. However, when he was transported out of our local jail and transported to his now forever home, he was made to listen to on repeat the officer that was transporting him played the impact statements of the victims on a loop. So for a complete, I believe it was anywhere from an hour and a half to 3 hours, I believe he was transported away. But the whole way, the officer played the victim's impact statement over and over and over and over again. And that's just the way it was. So he still got to hear that victim's impact statement, whether he liked it or not. And he got to hear it time and time again. With that said, thank you for anybody and everybody who tuned in and listened to me ramble on about Jessica Hiringa and her case and murder. Again, it's not known where her body is at this time. They believe that at the time he could have moved her body to a local friend's land where he has a cabin, or it could be even somewhere local to here in our county, probably about a 5-minute drive from my place. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and probably close this down and end this, as we have Cards Against Humanity starting, I do believe, shortly on Random Randomness. Hope to see you all there. Have a wonderful night. Stay loyal, stay true, stay you.